The courtroom erupted as Olivia's father, his face twisted in agony, slammed his fist on the witness stand. She's a lesbian, damn it. She was with her lover that night, not plotting any murder. His voice cracked like thunder, echoing off the oak-paneled walls of the Manhattan Supreme Court, sealing her fate in a revelation that could either free her or destroy everything. Olivia Thompson had always known the weight of secrets in a family like hers. Growing up in the heart of Brooklyn, where brownstones lined streets buzzing with life, she learned early on that some truths were better buried. Her father, Marcus, a stoic veteran of the NYPD, ran their household like a precinct, orderly, unyielding, and devoid of emotional leaks. He never asked about her heart, and she never offered. But on that crisp autumn morning in 2024, as she sat in a holding cell, the walls of her silence began to crumble. It started innocently enough, or so it seemed. Olivia was 28, a graphic designer freelancing for indie magazines, her days filled with sketches of urban dreams and nights lost in the vibrant queer scene of Greenwich Village. She had come out to herself years ago during college at NYU, but to her family, that was a bridge too far. Marcus, with his Bible on the nightstand and his badge of honor, wouldn't understand. Or so she thought. Then came Alyssa Rivera. They met at a poetry slam in a cozy cafe on Bleecker Street, where the air smelled of espresso and unspoken desires. Alyssa, with her sharp wit and cascading auburn curls, read a piece about lost loves in the city that never sleeps. Olivia was captivated. The way Alyssa's eyes sparkled under the dim lights, her voice weaving tales of resilience. After the event, they talked until closing time, sharing stories of immigrant parents. Alyssa's from Puerto Rico, Olivia's from a long line of Irish cops, and the quiet rebellions that defined them. Their first date was a walk through Central Park, leaves crunching underfoot as they held hands tentatively. "I've never felt this free," Alyssa whispered, her breath warm against Olivia's ear. Olivia's heart raced. It was as if the world had tilted, aligning just for them. They kissed under the Bethesda fountain, water sparkling like diamonds in the sunlight, and from that moment, love bloomed fierce and unapologetic. But love in hiding is a fragile thing. Olivia's double life strained her. Weekends with Alyssa in cozy apartments, weekdays dodging her father's probing questions about finding a nice guy. Marcus noticed her distractions, her late nights, but attributed it to work stress. "You're my girl, Liv," he'd say gruffly over dinner, his eyes softening just a fraction. "Don't let this city chew you up." The conflict simmered beneath the surface. Alyssa's world was open. She volunteered at LGBTQ+ centers, marched in pride parades. "Why hide us?" she'd ask, her voice laced with hurt after another canceled family dinner. Olivia would pull her close, promising change, but fear held her back. What if Marcus disowned her? What if the family fractured? Then came the night that shattered everything. It was a stormy evening in late November. Olivia and Alyssa were at an underground bar in the East Village, celebrating Alyssa's promotion at her marketing firm. Laughter flowed with the cocktails, their fingers intertwined under the table. But outside, trouble brewed. A heated argument erupted between patrons, a jealous ex, words turning to fists. In the chaos, a man named Victor Hayes, known for his shady dealings, was stabbed. Olivia, trying to break it up, ended up with blood on her hands, literally. The police arrived swiftly. Witnesses pointed fingers haphazardly, and Olivia, in her panic, became the prime suspect. "She was aggressive," one slurred. "Pushed him right into the blade." It was a lie, but in the blur of flashing lights and sirens, truth twisted. Alyssa vouched for her, but the damage was done. Olivia was arrested for manslaughter, her world collapsing in handcuffs. As she sat in jail, the reality hit. The prosecution painted her as volatile, hiding a secret life. Whispers of her sexuality leaked, perhaps from a nosy acquaintance, and they twisted it into motive. Unstable relationships. The DA sneered in pretrial hearings. Olivia's lawyer, a sharp woman named Elena, fought back, but evidence mounted against her. Fingerprints on the knife, from earlier handling a prop in the bar, conflicting statements. Marcus visited her in Rikers, his face etched with worry. "What happened, Liv? Tell me the truth." But she couldn't, not yet. The shame burned too deep. Alyssa, meanwhile, rallied support, organizing fundraisers and petitions. "We'll get through this," she promised during visits, their hands separated by glass. But doubt crept in. Olivia's silence about her family strained their bond. The trial loomed, a storm cloud over the city. Olivia's life hung in the balance, secrets poised to unravel. The Manhattan Supreme Court buzzed with anticipation as the trial began. Reporters crammed the benches, notebooks ready to capture every twist. Olivia sat at the defense table, her once vibrant eyes dulled by sleepless nights, clad in an ill-fitting suit that screamed innocence lost. Alyssa was in the gallery, her presence a silent anchor, though the strain showed in her clenched fists. Prosecution opened with a bang. The DA, a slick man named Harlan, paraded witnesses who painted Olivia as reckless. She was arguing with the victim, one claimed, eyes darting. Lies, Olivia thought, but her lawyer Elena cross-examined fiercely. No prior connection, Elena argued. This was chaos, not intent. But the real blow came from an unexpected source. Sarah, Olivia's old college roommate. Called as a character witness for the defense, Sarah turned coat mid-testimony. Olivia was always secretive, she said, voice trembling but resolute. She hid her relationships, lied to everyone. If she could deceive her own family. The implication hung heavy, deceit equaled guilt. Olivia's heart sank. Sarah, once a confidant, had been nursing a grudge. Years ago, Olivia had ended their brief fling abruptly, fearing exposure. Now betrayal stung like venom. Alyssa gasped from the seats, her faith wavering. "Why didn't you tell me about her?" she whispered later in a hurried hallway meeting. "I was scared," Olivia admitted, tears welling. "I thought it was in the past." But the damage rippled. Media latched on. Secret lesbian affair fuels court drama. Headlines screamed across New York Post pages, turning personal pain public. Marcus watched it all unfold, his cop instincts kicking in. He dug quietly, old contacts, late-night calls. What he uncovered chilled him. Victor Hayes wasn't random. He had ties to a shady loan shark ring, and Sarah? Paid off to testify falsely. "Someone's framing my daughter," he muttered to himself in his dimly lit apartment. Photos spread across the table. As days dragged, emotions peaked. Alyssa took the stand, her voice steady. "Olivia is kind, loving. That night we were just celebrating. She tried to stop the fight." The jury leaned in, moved by her sincerity. But cross-examination twisted it. "So you two are involved?" Harlan probed, eyebrow raised. Alyssa met his gaze. "Yes, we're in love. And that has nothing to do with this." The revelation rippled through the courtroom. Marcus shifted uncomfortably in his seat, his world tilting. He had suspected, late nights, evasive answers, but hearing it aloud? It pierced him. That night, he confronted Olivia in the visiting room. "Is it true? About you and her?" Olivia nodded, voice breaking. "Dad, I love her. I've always been this way." Marcus's face crumpled, a mix of hurt and confusion. "Why didn't you tell me?" But before she could answer, he stormed out, leaving silence in his wake. The trial intensified. Evidence mounted against Olivia. A blurry video showing her near the scuffle. Motives fabricated from her hidden life. Elena fought valiantly, but the jury seemed swayed. Alyssa, distraught, poured her soul into support groups, finding solace in shared stories of queer struggles in America. Then came the turning point. Marcus, subpoenaed as a witness, took the stand. The prosecution grilled him on Olivia's character. "Has she ever lied to you?" Harlan asked smugly. Marcus paused, eyes locking on his daughter. The room held its breath. Then, in a surge of paternal fury, he erupted. "She's a lesbian. She was with Alyssa that night, not scheming murder. My girl's innocent. Stop twisting her life." Gasps echoed. The judge banged the gavel. Olivia stared, stunned. Alyssa covered her mouth, tears streaming. Marcus continued, voice raw. "I've been blind, too proud. But I'll be damned if I let this court take her from me." The outburst shifted everything. It humanized Olivia, exposed the bias in the prosecution's narrative. Elena seized it, arguing prejudice tainted the case. Investigations deepened, uncovering Sarah's payoff and the real culprit, a bar regular with gang ties. But the revelation fractured family bonds. Marcus grappled with his outburst, regretting the public exposure yet standing by it. I did it for you, he told Olivia later. To save you. She hugged him, whispering forgiveness, but wounds lingered. Alyssa, meanwhile, felt the weight of exposure. Our love's on trial now, she said bitterly. Doubts crept. Could they survive this spotlight? In the aftermath of Marcus's courtroom bombshell, the trial veered into uncharted emotional territory. The jury, a diverse cross-section of New Yorkers, from a Bronx teacher to a Wall Street exec, whispered during recesses, their faces reflecting the city's mosaic of opinions. Olivia sat numb, the word lesbian echoing in her mind like a liberated ghost. It was out, raw and irreversible, a truth her father had weaponized to shield her. Media frenzy exploded. CNN segments debated family secrets in the dock, while queer activists rallied outside the courthouse, signs reading "Love isn't a crime." Alyssa became an unwitting spokesperson, fielding interviews with poise. This isn't about our orientation, she told a reporter. It's about justice. But privately, the strain gnawed. Late-night calls with Olivia turned tense. Your dad outed you to the world, Alyssa said, voice cracking. How do we move past that? Olivia had no answers. In her cell, she journaled furiously, pouring out years of suppressed feelings. I love Alyssa like the city loves its chaos. Messy, vital, unbreakable. But doubt festered. Was their love strong enough for this storm? Marcus, too, wrestled demons. Retiring to his Brooklyn stoop, beer in hand, he replayed his life. Raised in an era where men didn't cry, he had buried his own vulnerabilities. Now, facing his daughter's truth, he sought counsel from an old precinct buddy, now out and proud. It ain't about you, Mark, the friend said. Support her or lose her. Marcus nodded, resolve hardening. As testimony resumed, Elena dismantled the prosecution. Forensics experts debunked the fingerprints, common bar residue. Sarah cracked under cross, admitting the bribe. I was angry, she confessed, avoiding Olivia's gaze. Betrayal's sting deepened, but it cleared Olivia's name incrementally. Yet personal conflicts escalated. Alyssa discovered texts on Olivia's phone. From Sarah, old flames reignited in desperation pre-arrest. Just venting, Olivia explained during a visit. Nothing more. But Alyssa felt the cut of doubt. Secrets again? After all this? She stormed out, leaving Olivia shattered. The high drama peaked during closing arguments. Harlan painted Olivia as deceptive. A life of lies leads to tragedy. Elena countered with fire. This is America, where love in all forms deserves protection. Prejudice blinded this case. The jury deliberated for days, tension thick as fog over the Hudson. Olivia and Alyssa reconciled tentatively in a courthouse cafe. I forgive you, Alyssa said, fingers tracing Olivia's hand. But we need honesty, total. Olivia nodded, vowing change. Marcus joined them unexpectedly. I'm sorry, he gruffed, eyes misty, for not seeing you sooner. It was a breakthrough, fragile but real. Stories flowed. Alyssa's tales of coming out to her supportive abuela. Marcus's regrets over lost time. Bonds mended in the shadow of judgment. Finally, the verdict. Not guilty. Cheers erupted. Olivia collapsed into Alyssa's arms, sobs of relief mingling with joy. Marcus enveloped them both, his embrace a silent apology. Outside, under a rare winter sun, they faced the press as a unit. Family evolves, Marcus declared. Mine just did. But freedom brought new trials. Olivia and Alyssa moved in together in a cozy Queens apartment, navigating post-trauma. Therapy sessions unpacked layers, Olivia's fear of rejection, Alyssa's trust issues. We're rebuilding, Alyssa said one evening, as they cooked pasta, laughter returning. Marcus visited often, awkward at first but warming. He joined a PFLAG meeting, sharing his story. My daughter's love taught me mine. Human connections deepened, turning pain into growth. Yet shadows lingered. Sarah's betrayal echoed, a reminder of vulnerability. Olivia channeled it into art, designing posters for queer rights. From court to canvas, she joked with Alyssa, their love resilient. As spring bloomed, they walked hand in hand through Brooklyn Bridge Park, the city skyline a testament to endurance. We made it, Olivia whispered. Alyssa smiled. And we're stronger. Post-trial life unfolded like a New York spring. tentative blooms amid lingering chill. Olivia returned to freelancing, her designs now infused with raw emotion. Vibrant murals of diverse loves, exhibited in Soho galleries. Art from ashes, critics raved, unaware of the personal inferno behind them. Alyssa thrived at work, her confidence bolstered by the ordeal. Together they attended couples counseling, unpacking the courtroom's scars. But drama resurfaced in subtle waves. Marcus, embracing change, invited them for family dinners. "Bring that rice pudding Alyssa makes," he'd text gruffly. Meals started stiff, small talk over pot roast, but evolved into heartfelt shares. One night, over wine, Marcus confessed, "I was scared of losing you, Liv. Thought it meant I failed as a dad." Olivia squeezed his hand. "You saved me twice. Once in court, once by accepting." Alyssa, however, harbored residual hurt. "He outed us without warning," she confided to friends at a LES bar. Trust rebuilt slowly, tested when an old flame of Alyssa's reappeared. A colleague named Jordan, offering support that felt too familiar. Olivia noticed the late texts, jealousy flaring. "Is this payback for Sarah?" she accused one stormy night. Alyssa recoiled. "No. But your secrets made me question everything." The argument escalated, words like daggers. "Maybe we rushed this," Alyssa spat, storming out into the rain-slicked streets. Olivia sat alone, heart pounding, fearing the end. Reconciliation came at dawn. Alyssa returned, soaked in sorry. "I love you too much to let go." They talked till sunrise, vowing transparency. "No more hiding," Olivia promised. Their bond deepened, romance rekindled in quiet moments. Picnics in Prospect Park, dances in their living room to old jazz records. Marcus's journey paralleled theirs. He volunteered at LGBTQ+ events, his cop badge now a symbol of allyship. "Change starts at home," he told a crowd at a fundraiser. Pride swelled in Olivia as she watched him evolve, from silent guardian to vocal advocate. Yet external conflicts loomed. The real killer, exposed as a gang affiliate, faced his own trial. Threats trickled in. Anonymous notes warning Olivia to stay quiet. Fear gripped her, but Marcus's network protected them. "Your family now," he told Alyssa firmly. United, they testified again, closing the chapter. Emotional highs crested during Pride Month. Olivia and Alyssa marched, flags waving, Marcus by their side in a rainbow tee. "Proud Dad," his sign read. Cameras captured the moment, a viral symbol of redemption. From courtroom to parade, headlines cheered. But introspection brought depth. Olivia reflected on her identity. "Being lesbian isn't just who I love, it's who I am." Alyssa nodded, their fingers laced. "And we're writing our story now." As summer waned, a proposal shimmered. On a Hudson River cruise, Alyssa knelt. "Through trials and truths, will you marry me?" Olivia's yes echoed over the water, tears mingling with laughter. Marcus, witnessing, beamed. About time. Planning the wedding infused joy. Venue hunts in the Catskills, dress fittings in Manhattan. Friends rallied, Sarah's absence a faint echo. "Forgive but don't forget," Olivia mused. Humanity shone in small acts. Marcus walking Olivia down the aisle, his voice steady. "I'm honored." The ceremony, under autumn leaves, celebrated love's triumph over adversity. Yet, in quiet moments they acknowledged the scars. "Drama shaped us," Alyssa said. "But romance sustains." Their life became a testament. Kitchens filled with Puerto Rican Irish fusion meals, evenings debating politics, mornings wrapped in each other. Olivia's art flourished, a book deal chronicling their saga. "Love on Trial," the title read, proceeds to queer youth. Marcus penned a foreword. A father's lesson in unconditional love. As winter approached, they gathered for Thanksgiving, table laden with gratitude. Toasts rose to resilience, to family redefined. In America's melting pot, their story wove into the fabric, a beacon of hope. The wedding day dawned crisp and golden. Central Park's tavern on the green aglow with fairy lights. Olivia, in a flowing white gown, paced nervously. "Ready?" Marcus asked, offering his arm. She nodded, eyes misty. Alyssa waited at the altar, stunning in tailored ivory, her smile a lighthouse. Vows exchanged amid sniffles. "In courtrooms and crises you were my truth," Olivia said. "Through betrayals and breakthroughs you're my forever." Alyssa replied. Ring slipped on, a kiss sealed it. Applause thundering like justice served. Reception buzzed with joy. Dances to Motown hits, toasts from friends. Marcus's speech stole hearts. I once shouted your truth to save you. Today I whisper it with pride, my daughters. Alyssa hugged him, family complete. Honeymoon in the Berkshires brought serenity. Hikes through fiery foliage, evenings by fireplaces sharing dreams. Kids someday. Alyssa mused. Olivia grinned. A little one with your curls and my stubbornness. Back in the city, life normalized with purpose. Olivia's book launched to acclaim. Readings packed with inspired faces. Your story saved me, a young reader shared, echoing the human impact. Conflicts faded but lessons endured. When a queer rights bill stalled in Congress, they lobbied in D.C., Marcus's voice joining the chorus. America's about evolving, he argued to lawmakers. Alyssa's career soared. She started a nonprofit for LGBTQ+ legal aid. No more hidden trials, her mission stated. Olivia designed the logo, a heart intertwined with scales of justice. Years passed, their love a steady flame. On their 5th anniversary, they renewed vows in Brooklyn, Marcus officiating. From silence to song, he intoned. But life, ever dramatic, tested once more. Alyssa faced health scares, a lump, benign but frightening. Olivia's vigil at the hospital mirrored trial nights. We're fighters, she whispered. Recovery strengthened them, gratitude deepening. Marcus aged gracefully, grandchildren on the horizon. Adopting a girl named Hope, they built a home filled with stories. Tell me about the courtroom, Grandpa, Hope would ask. Marcus smiled. It was where love won. In quieter reflections, Olivia pondered the journey. Betrayal had stung, but forgiveness healed. Romance wasn't fairy tale perfect. It was real, messy American. From Brooklyn stoops to Manhattan courts, their saga embodied resilience. As elders, they mentored youth, sharing, embrace your truth early. Alyssa's eyes sparkled. And love fiercely. The end came peacefully, decades later. Hand in hand overlooking the city. We lived fully, Olivia said. Alyssa nodded. And humanely. Their legacy? A foundation funding queer stories, Marcus's endowment ensuring it. In America's narrative, theirs was a chapter of drama turned to depth, conflict to connection. A testament that love, revealed in crisis, redeems all. Epilogue. Hope, now grown, reads their book to her own child. This is how your grandmas changed the world, one truth at a time. The cycle of humanity continues, bright and unbroken.